What do you prioritize more? People liking you or your life's purpose? If you knew you could have everything you wanted if you just believed, would you take the first step or wait another 10 years? Here on the SDR&R podcast, we tackle everything holding us back. Okay, so I actually just listened to the podcast on Comfortably Numb and Postmodernism, and I wanted to just kind of jump in and do a sort of a bonus few minutes on this, because I think I could have driven home the point a little better. So what is the point, Jonathan? The point is that cancel culture is a natural result of the postmodernist dilemma and ideal in our society. Okay? So the enraged wokeness that we have and cancel culture and all of that is a natural product on the extreme side of, I think, an outdated set of beliefs or culture or even religion, you might call it, which is basically the postmodern religion or belief system. So in a postmodern, worldview, you have to treat everything and everyone as equally valid. So to put it to the extreme, a criminal is just as valuable to society and everyone else, you especially, just as valuable to you as, the president of the United States, or let's throw that out because that's political. Just as value to you as, Mother Teresa, okay? So someone that's, everybody would pretty much agree is valuable. But you have to treat them with equal respect, equal value, equal appreciation, right? So, this kind of ties your hands, right? So if you're really being a good postmodernist, you can't care about anything. You can't care about anyone. You can't be passionate about anything you can't be in love if you're really a true postmodernist. Because by being in love, you're saying that you value this one unique individual more than everyone else. And I know this sounds like horseshit, and it is, and I'm pushing it to the extreme, but this is really how a lot of us think and have been trained to think. Also, you can't hate anybody if you're being a good postmodernist. You certainly can't, because you have to say, no, they're an autonomous, of equal value, postmodern human being, and while I may not choose myself to make the similar decisions that they're making, I can't like them any less than I like myself or the love of my life or my partner or whatever, right? So and also you can't love a band, you can't love a politician, you can't love a set of ideals, you can't love a religion, you can't be super religious, you can't be passionate about anything, because everything is equally valid. And if you are passionate about one person or one band or one religion, you're by default disliking someone else, and you're saying that this one is more valid than everything else. Okay, so this is embedded deeply, I think, into the liberal culture. And it came about, I think in the 20s is when we started with it. Correct me if I'm wrong, philosophy gurus. But we've sort of moved on this to an extreme. Okay, so then in the podcast, we talked about entering a wrinkle into this whole system. And that wrinkle is, it creates a hierarchy where there was no hierarchy. Okay, so, that wrinkle is doing harm. So we say everyone and everything is equally valid so long as they are not causing harm to someone else or some other thing, right? Okay, and that's a big move philosophically, because it changes it from a homogeneous, equally valid desert to there being now a binary, black and white, good and bad system. Right? So you have a hierarchy that's created. And the whole reason behind postmodernism is to avoid hierarchies entirely. To say that everyone is equally valid. But no, you can't say that anymore. Because now you have people that do harm on the low, they're bad, evil, Then you have people up here who don't do any harm. Okay, and they're on the high. They're great. They're good. They're pure, right, and holy, and all of this bullshit. Okay, all right. So just earmark that. So I think good Democrats following this postmodern ideal are never allowed to be passionate about anything, and I feel like that's. Obviously that would suck if you couldn't love a person, if you couldn't love music or have a religion that you prefer or, be deeply embedded into. Like, to a postmodernist, if you're really doing it like correctly, you can't do any of those things. And the Republicans, I think, largely are fine with hierarchies. I think they very much value hierarchies. To them, not all, certainly, but many believe that, Christianity is the only way and the best way, and like all other religions are, insufficient or bunk or bullshit or whatever, right? So they value that religion and set of beliefs way over another one. But if you're a postmodernist, you can't really do that. Or, a lot of Republicans believe that, abortion is always bad. Right? And anyone who's had an abortion is of less value than a person that, has, basically. So if you're on this postmodern, kind of liberal side, you have had to spend your life never being passionate about anything, never caring about anything, because that would inevitably break the whole rule, which is that everything is equally valid. Okay? All right, so when you enter this wrinkle, when you put this clause in there that says that everybody is equally valid so long as they are not harming anyone else, that creates a hierarchy. And now you have the opportunity to shit on everyone who has caused someone else harm. Okay? Like, where never before you could be passionate about anyone or anything, now you can be as angry as you want. Now you can be as upset and accusatory and cruel, and you can like cancel a person, which is horrific, I would assume. Okay? I mean, that's, Sartre, one of these postmodernist philosophers, he would call that annihilation, to cancel somebody. That's annihilation. Thou art that, right? So, there's a lot of incentive now because it gives you all of this power to accuse people of being in this lower tier binary hierarchy that, cause harm. So let's talk about harm, okay? If you're still a postmodernist type thinker, you are supposed to believe that someone who chooses to be offended, right, is of the same validity of harm, the same magnitude of harm to someone who has been bludgeoned with a hammer physically, right? So one of those is subjectively harmful. It is only up to the victim to subjectively themselves claim harm. The other one, with the hammer, is objectively harmful. But to a postmodernist, they're always equally valid, right? These people, these victims of harm. So that twists this all around, and it makes it so anyone who's offended now is legitimately, validly harmed, and that means that the Twitterverse can go after the person that supposedly harmed this person. And let's go with this example. Let's say that this person was offended by my podcast, by what I said, okay? So now that means I'm a person who's running around harming people, because you sure as shit can't challenge the victim. You have to agree with the victim as being equally valid with their harm, right? So if that's the case, I'm in this binary lower tier, and everyone on the Twitterverse who has never been allowed to be passionate about anything before now has free reign to be as passionate as they want with vitriol, with angst, with, fervent anger, because they've been repressed all their life. They have never been allowed to, they've never been validated to be upset or passionate or give a shit about something. So now finally it's like this breath of fresh air. They can come after me because I'm lower in the hierarchy. So the inevitable result of postmodernist beliefs or religion or structures or philosophy or whatever the hell you want to call it is the cancel culture. Okay? And it is not right. If you enjoyed this podcast and you want to hear more, check us out on jonathansparksmusic.com, JONATHAN sparksmusic.com. Please like and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We love you guys. We'll talk soon.